So thank you for watching this video with me, Elisabeth Jones, the Minister at Cedar Park, and with Paul Clarke, who is the chair of our board. And we want to share with you an update as we begin this program season, still in a pandemic.
It's been 18 months that we've been all living a pandemic here at Cedar Park and across the world. That's a very long time. It's much longer than we anticipated. Many of us may well be feeling frustrated or tired, or we may be at our wits' end. And I repeat, we really weren't expecting this, were we?
No, absolutely not. But thank goodness, thank God, and thank you, each one of you, that we were able to mobilize and pivot so that we could turn pretty much everything that we do into some form of online or distributed format over the last 18 months. We started to worship live together digitally. We created the congregational care clusters. We upgraded our website so that you can interact with it more. We moved our ministry groups online, the men's group, the women's group, faith discussion group. Healing Pathways even went online, and then we began our midweek midrash as a way to connect. And then we had our food ministries. Some of them were dispersed and focused, and we also found new ways to connect with other not-for-profit agencies so that we could help and support them in their work. And we also decided that while everything was shut down, we would in fact go ahead with the sanctuary renovation while we weren't able to use the building.
We've been talking about renovating the building for a very long time, and we want to give you an update about what's been happening over the last few summer months. So in the sanctuary, just over there, all kinds of work has been done. There is going to be some new windows soon. There's going to be new lighting. The chancel at the front is being renovated with new flooring. There is something at the back with a staircase for the audiovisual team who'll be able to access the back of the building. And all this has been made possible with donations and grants from all over the place, including from people like you.
We also have done some work outside the building as well. We got a grant to put in an outdoor labyrinth after we'd put in the one on the inside, realized none of us can use it. Got this grant to put out one in the lawn. It's a sustainable, low maintenance, beautiful space for anybody who's walking by to come and to use that space for some quiet meditation at any point.
When it comes to finances, we find that at this stage in August 2021, our donations are down. Our local donations are lower than expected, but it's partly because we're not in the building. So we're off by about $16,000 from our plan. But this has helped a little bit because some of the expenses we planned by being in the building are not happening. So we're a little behind on some donations. We are ahead on some expenses. And so we're short about $3,200 as of today. Capital finances, that is for renovations, etc., we've had lots of grants. We've had a lot of specific donations for things like lighting. So we've been able to go ahead with the sanctuary renovation. We're confident that we can complete the task. But there will be a capital push probably for the chancel part, so you might hear more from us around Thanksgiving time.
Or just after.
Or just after Thanksgiving.
Because Thanksgiving's coming up really soon. Now it's September and we are beginning to ramp up our programming, all while trying to figure out how to do this safely for everyone. So Paul and I are of that age that grew up with the Apollo space program. So the phrase Reentry is something that resonates with the both of us. How did NASA scientists figure out how to get those astronauts safely back to Earth without burning up or drowning or crashing or even missing our small blue dot altogether? After 19 months away from our building, how will we incorporate its use into our lives together? Those are the questions that we have been up at night thinking about. How will we do it while navigating COVID and its variants, navigating the construction sites and all of the public health protocols that we must adhere to?
So what are the criteria for re-entry to the building? Number one, the renovations have to be complete. We decided at the board meeting of September that here are the criteria for re-entry once we are allowed back into the building. First, we follow the science and the public health guidelines, regulations, and mandates, and we all know that these can change from week to week. Second, we follow the United Church of Canada regional and national guidelines. Most important, at Cedar Park, we will follow our own community gospel values. That is, by looking out for others first, particularly those most vulnerable. By that, we mean people who are immunocompromised, people who are immunosuppressed, unvaccinated children, and those who work with unvaccinated children or who work with children. What does that mean? We'll have all the details written on our website, and we'll communicate this with the whole community. We will gather outside when possible and make ventilation a priority indoors. We will wear masks whenever we gather, indoors or out. We will continue with contact tracing and registering for all entries to the building. We will maintain optimal distancing, 2 meters, at all times. And unfortunately for some of you, we will refrain from human-to-human touching or hugging. That will come later. We will also be asking, when it comes to anything that is not public worship or funeral, for evidence of double vaccination of all eligible people over 12. That does not include public worship and funerals.
So that's the building use, but let me reassure all of you that even when we do start to be able to use this building again, we will be continuing with hybrid ministry. It's here to stay. So we're planning to continue to broadcast Sunday worship each week so that you can watch from the comfort of your home, whether that is here or the other side of the world. We're also going to be continuing to use Zoom as a way to offer webinars for a lot of our meetings, for study groups, and we're going to be using it particularly during the winter months when it's dark out and it's not safe to drive. This has been a real enhancement to our ministry together, and we don't plan to end that. In addition to that, we are continuing to work on the new website so that it continues to be interactive for you, and we're also going to be adding more content to our Cedar Park YouTube channel so that there are resources for your spiritual nourishment available to you 24/7, both locally and globally. What we're trying to do is to work with a model of both and. If we can do it in the building and online, we will. And also how to keep it sustainable, because it is excitingly exhausting or exhaustingly exciting.
I think it's both. As a community of faith, we need to be looking out for one another. It's been 18 months that we haven't been able to gather really all together. So please continue to reach out to people in your clusters, reach out to people who you're friends with within our congregation. Use the dedicated email address when it comes to needs for pastoral care or just care in general. Please continue to read the website and pay attention to the weekly updates that fall into your inbox. So we need to be getting involved in those things that can feed your spirit, fulfill your purpose and calling, and help us to create a safe welcome, whether it's online or on-site.
So thank you for watching, all of you. And if you have any questions, here are our emails, and you can contact Paul or myself at any time using those. And finally, wherever you are, God bless you and yours. And be brave, be courageous, be compassionate, be kind. Thank you.
Thank you.